We all celebrated when Tororo Crest pushed Heathens to the very limit.
That's true.
From that point, everyone was like, we are in trouble. Because then it was Rams, and then it was the other team was.
I think Buffaloes. No, Buffaloes never made them. It was Pirates that made them. In their group, they had Rams.
Rams, Heathens. Tororo Crest was the invitational team.
Yes.
Then we have a third team.
I think the third team was Elephants, I think. No. Impis?
I was thinking it might have been Impis.
I think it may have been Impis.
Apart from that first game against the Heathens, everything that followed from there was a game of we need to save face as our 7 series because, and this was Uganda versus Kenya, to be honest. Because every time we go there, our teams struggle, to be honest. But now, this is a team which has pushed Heathens to the limit. Rams had the chance to do something about it, they failed.
Yeah.
And then the very last game, it was very clear that these guys are going into the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then they pushed us to the limit. So I think what Tororo Crest went through, like Jermaine was saying,
every team is gunning for you.
What you're going to go
I'm just looking at the mitigating factors. First of all, from a neutral point of view, okay, it's hard to say neutral point of view because people know I have an affiliation, which is also in our favor if it happens. But coach knows it's friendly fire here. What are the circumstances that we're looking out for? Because again, now at this point you begin to draw all sorts of conclusions. Cobs know how to handle the West.
Yeah.
But this is Kabale we're also talking about, and I will be honest, if you're not used to the conditions there, it takes a bit to acclimatize, and if your usual warm-up is 10 minutes, you might want to make it 3 times that.
Yeah.
Are there any worries as far as you're concerned team-wise? Complacency, breathing because of the weather and everything that's going on?
The altitude.
Yeah, because that's the altitude. The whole fact that you are having people gunning for you. And then there's also that silly belief notion that many a gambler hold on to, the law of evens. You know, they've not had injuries, so this might be the one. What are those contingencies that you're looking at, and how are you looking to mitigate?
I think first and foremost, yes, it is the West, but to be honest, we've won the previous 2 Kabale Sevens. We're defending champions going into the 6th stop. And then also, that gives us also a reason to win this circuit. We need to defend it, just like the Kabaka, the first circuits. We got into it as defending champions, and then we had to stick to the job and win and defend it. Secondly, climatizing in high performances is very key. You need to be able, it's a different, we've been on a flat surface here in Kampala, Jinja, even Gulu is flat, and then we're going into a high altitude environment. One of the things that we're going to do as the table leaders is we'll get there 2 days before everyone. And we'll have 2 sessions.
Ernest, you've had. You know when to deploy people in Luwe.
We will have 2 sessions just to climatize to the weather and the environment, and then get set for the 6th stop.
2 days before everyone. If the tournament, everyone arrives on Friday.
Yeah.
So you're saying Tuesday or Wednesday?
Around there.
around Tuesday, Wednesday. So we were getting set for Kabale. We've had a little bit of recovery protocols for the boys. We'll also have over the weekend we have an activity within our setup. Every time, to be honest, we've followed the science of the sport, which has really been in the favor of the team. Us only having injuries off the pitch and not on pitch injuries is key. That is a very good analysis for the team. Boys have been in good form. Where we didn't perform well was Entebbe. I think Entebbe had gift who had traveled to Nairobi. 24 hours of a journey, also playing Christie Sevens. We've had a few high school boys, the Shafiq Manisul, Matthew Luka, who were in the East Africa games, took a toll on themselves, so they hadn't recovered so well. But also that is why Oluka didn't play. We rested some of the boys at Rujumba. We made it to the finals. A couple of new young bloods that came in the likes of Faizo. Those are all Ginger High School kids, Gingerses. Yeah, we've prepared well. We know the task ahead of us. Everyone wants to beat us. If you beat Walukuba, and then you have an edge, or you're somewhere. So every time someone is at the top, just the way my boys used to. You beat Heathens, you beat Pirates. You need to get yourself against to the best, and to see your progress, and also have measurements against your performance. Yeah, so climatization is one of the things that we're looking on getting into Kabale Sevens.
All right. Looking at how the streets have been relatively calm, I think the one thing Walukuba will have to do after earning a title is also to learn how to get onto the streets and make noise, because someone said the streets have been peaceful. Relatively.
There's one Walukuba Barbarians fan.
There's only one, and you know what has happened? It's nobody tell you wait.
I think he's about to unleash.
Yeah, about to become very insufferable. Listen, we're out of time, and thank you very much for all those that have been joining us, and a couple of those that have shared your comments using the hashtag NBS Sport Rugby and NBS Sport The Scrum. In just a minute, Ernest, I'm going to start with you, then I'll come to Coach Leo, because, well, he's part of the national team setup. 2 players, one male, one female, so far, that have stood out for you, basically because you didn't see them coming at this level in the tournament. For Coach, I'll insist and put a caveat that they are not from your team.
They're not from his teams, because he has 2 teams in the series now.
At that rate, you may end up even banning a few others.
I think for me, the easier one, to be honest, is the one from the women's side. I think it's difficult to choose between Caroline and Nena and Hope Mulonde of the Walukuba Titans. They've been exceptional players. And the Safari Sevens is coming up in a month. The Africa Women's Sevens a bit later. But I was telling Coach, I was joking with Coach Onen that us as the fans, we've already named our Africa Sevens team. And if it does not have those 2 players, there will be a bit of a problem. On the men's side, I think the NLA team has performed well, but he's a name that we had expected. He's on the national team, but I think you've got to give it to Julius Oyuk of the Heathens. What a player and what a revelation he has had this season.
Coach Leo?
Yeah, I think Julius has been an amazing athlete from the first circuit to this very one. A couple of players I've seen. This player from Cobbs, Benjamin. I think Benjamin, we've lightly running away from the ball carriers into our 7 setup. I think Benjamin is one of those boys. I work with him at UCU. Yeah. And on 4th, we have Kings of Rugby. That is our Africa University Rugby series. He will be partly part of the UCU team. That is on the 4th and 5th of, that is a weekend before the Safari Cove, yeah? I should say also on my end, I think Gift and Bulima. Bulima has been the top scorer among the top 2. I think in 2023 he was the top scorer, and then 2024 he was the second. I think it's high time he gets a good calling for himself. Gift has been called, but he didn't make it until he played at the Safaricom last year. I think it's high time for him to get us. He's been exceptional in terms of open play, decision making, and all. I believe he's grown into that position. And for the ladies, there's that girl from Ginger Hippos. She also plays for, as Ginger says, she plays center. A little bit of light skin. I've forgotten her name. You mentioned some of the names.
There's Babidia Shane, but I can check.
I think that is Babidia, yes.
That's the number 9.
The number 9?
Yeah, but I can check this because I have a couple.
That's for the Nile Rapids?
Yes. Yes, okay. She's been exceptional also. Away from Tina and Namulal, I think she's been exceptional.
That would be Babidia.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just wrap it up. I think I would agree with you with Benjamin Mwanguzi, but I would also want to say Jeremiah Ojambo for the Pirates has been quite the revelation. I will go to the Walukuba Titans for the ladies, and I think Beatrice Osimo is someone who has a huge future up ahead of her. She's a brilliant player with a lot of IQ behind her.